I'm just waiting for him to join, and he's gonna be like on a subway or something.
Hello.
Like on his way to something like more
He's
important.
here.
Oh. Okay.
But we can't hear him.
That worked.
Is this on?
Yeah, now we can.
Yeah.
Wow, you're
It's
properly
on.
basic.
Sorry for the delay.
It's fine.
No,
it's
it's
fine. Man.
All right.
Everything is working. So I think we're a few minutes early, but we could start early if you want.
All right. I'm good. I've got some time.
Lovely. Right, I'll just get a game up in the background so people aren't just looking at a black screen.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Sonic 1, 2, or 3, guys.
Ooh.
I'll just do 2.
Sonic 1, but the Game Boy port.
No.
All right, I tried. Oh well.
Right, so stream is up. Hello, everyone. We are joined by a very special guest, most known for voicing Fastidious Beaver, and Ella from Sonic X. We have Mike Pollock.
Oh, how exciting. He's good.
Yeah. So, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Oh boy.
We've basically just asked the community what they want to know. So, I will.
Fox, we seem to have lost your audio.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I've got sensitivity set up.
Oh. Here we go.
So, how are you? First of all,
Fantastic.
that's good.
Sitting
Good.
in with the air conditioning, so that's always good when it's
Oh.
80s.
Surprisingly warm here too.
Dude, it is. I think it's just warm everywhere today. Oh my god.
Like in the UK, especially where I am, up in the north, it's normally quite cold, but it's sweltering still.
Enjoy that climate change.
Oh
Yeah.
boy. Yeah, tell me about it. I'm in Delaware, and the weather never knows what it wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
So yeah, we did a Google document, asked what people want to know. So first of all, we've got a question: is the voices of Fastidious Beaver and Maya Fink are a testament to your versatility as a voice actor? You sound fun and cartoony. How did you come up with the voices, and what was the inspiration for their personalities?
They're both based on famous voices of the past. Fastidious Beaver, you might recognize as Droopy Dog, and Droopy Dog you might recognize as the voice of a guy named Bill Thompson, who originated the character for the Fibber McGee and Molly program as a guy called Wallace Wimple. Hello, Mr. McGee. Hello, Mrs. McGee. And the producer said, we want something like a Droopy Dog. And I said, well, I can do that for you. So it's basically Droopy Dog type of voice, which became Fastidious Beaver. And the mayor is another old-time TV and radio star, Ed Wynn, who you might recognize as Uncle Albert in Mary Poppins, but also in the States McDonald's used him, or his style of voice is the voice of Mayor McCheese. Hello, Ronald, it's the mayor. So when they said, we need a mayor character, and I said, well, how about Mayor McCheese? So that's basically what he is, too.
I mean, I definitely heard Goofy, Droopy.
Yes.
But I wasn't aware of the second one.
Yep, you'll. These days, kids know the voices as Uncle Cartoon, I guess, from the film that I'm not in. But yeah, it's a long-standing voice. Rocky and Bullwinkle used it. If you look up Captain Wrongway, Peter Peachfuzz, same basic voice. And so it's always been one of my favorites, and I've just been itching for a chance to use it. The mayor was that chance.
Cool. There's another one here. Do you actually keep in touch with the old 4Kids voice actors?
We see each other randomly. We're all freelancers, so we're always working for different studios, and some people are directing for different studios. So just the other day, for example, I auditioned for Lisa Ortiz. Always great to see her. I will be appearing at a convention with Wayne Grayson in a couple of months, and I bumped into him briefly at another session. I was coming in, he was going out. Hey, great to see you. And yeah, just wherever we happen to be, our paths will cross at the most random moments. But one bit of illusion that I must burst the bubble. We most of the stuff on 4Kids TV was dubs, and dubs tend to be recorded separately. So we never actually worked together the way you heard it. We would record, it was scheduled much like a doctor's office. You're in 10 to 11, someone else is in from 11 to 12, and then they assemble it later.
Yeah, because I was in dubbing, you have to like do the line over and over and over until it matches, don't you?
The Japanese can do it in real time, and I don't know how. I've seen videos, a video of the cast of Sonic X as it happens, dubbing the episode, and they just step up to the mic, read the line, and then somebody else steps up to the mic as it's happening on the screen.
That's
almost impossible.
So like a radio show.
Yeah, exactly. But a radio show dubbed to a ventriloquist dummy and matching lip flap. It's mind-boggling.
That's just...
But yeah.
Dang.
And maximum efficiency with dubs. They book one actor at a time, and then they go line by line, massaging it till they get it right by stretching and squeezing and editing and everything else.
On the topic of dubs, actually, apparently you voiced 2 Pokemon. What was that process like?
Voicing the characters themselves is really weird because you're just saying your name over and over in different ways and trying to make it sound different and meaningful. I was Hippowdon, which was basically me yelling, Hippowdon! Shuckle, which is just shuckle. Is that it? Okay. That's what you want.
So
don't question it.
You record it over and over again with different inflections rather than just takes.
Just like a character, each line is marked out and each line is separated, and you get to see what the situation is. And
I guess that makes sense.
So with the Pokemon, do they have a simple direction on like, oh, this should be like a soft speaking Pokemon, or do they just kind of tell you to look at it and go, what do you think this thing right here would sound like?
Sometimes they play the original Japanese, other times it's a little guy, so we want a little voice, or here's what we had in mind, see if you can give us something similar. So there's no set way of doing it. It's whoever's directing and whoever's adapted the episode and whatever the Pokemon happens to be. The needs may change.
Cool. Like, not many people might have known that it was you because, Pokemon sound all different. What are some of the roles which you might surprise us that you've actually been in?
Most people are surprised that I was Ella the maid in Sonic X.
What?
Like this. And she's playing opposite Eggman, and people don't expect them to be the same one.
I somehow didn't even know that.
See?
Oh, boy. Well, that just made my day right there.
Very much. Other 4Kid shows, I was Meat from Ultimate Muscle. Little guy in a diaper sounded like a truck driver. Then in years after that, adapted the voice for a couple of other characters, similar voices. In Go-Go Riki, I was Big O-Riki, who was a somewhat more intelligent version of me, a little bit less of a truck driver, but just as gruff. And then in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, same voice for Bonaparte, but he was a little more effeminate when you get to Bonaparte. He sort of sounds more like this, more of a Javi Fayestein type of guy. And who else was I that was memorable? In Yu-Gi-Oh! I was Professor Arthur Hawkins, briefly appearing, highly forgettable. I was in the 2003 Ninja Turtles as the Garbage Man.
I remember that one.
Thank you. And also King Kirby, loosely based on the artist of the same name, Jack Kirby. Just all sorts of weird, random stuff. And I'm always recording roles for overseas markets or demo purposes or spec stuff that you may never hear. But I'm always showing off more versatility than most people, I guess, will ever see.
I know you also did the trailer voice for a Brazilian movie, Ratatouille.
Yes, I was actually 4 voices in that. I was the trailer narrator guy. I was the mouse. I was a whiny customer in the restaurant, and I was some random human enforcement officer. I've forgotten the plot at this point. some random faceless human.
Don't worry, we all did.
Thank you.
But what was the process for that like? Because it was obviously Brazilian. Did you just record in New York?
The New York studio got the license to dub it because the folks that produced it said, we want to do this in English. So he got the job to direct it and adapt it. He had to cast it. So he dipped into the New York talent pool, some of which overlapped with 4Kids, but there was no direct connection between the two. And auditioned, booked it. He brought me in for 2 hours, and I just read what was on the script and took his direction.
And how much like control do you get with certain characters? Do you ever get to like ad lib or anything like that?
There's less room to ad lib in dubs because you're fitting the flap and it's all timed and paced out. There is, you can change lines here and there if something just doesn't sound right or if it was misadapted, which happens all too frequently. But if it's a prelay show where we're recording first and animating later, yes, I can ad lib. Whether the producer chooses to use my ad libs is entirely up to them.
So was there anything with Eggman that you did?
There was one memorable bit that I remember getting used in the recent 4-part of Sonic Boom. A general sounding guy who was of the old school speaking style where he pronounced robot as robot. And I heard that, and as I was reading it, I thought, well, this could be funny. So when it came time for Eggman to say robot in the line, I was able to say, it's something like your robot, robot. That got a laugh, and that got into the episode. Little quick, subtle thing, but it seemed like something that would happen in a normal conversation.
Yeah. And
what is your favorite episode of Boom that, well, just in general, really doesn't?
I'm loath to pick favorites only because it's like picking a favorite child, and my son would be crushed if I did that. Well, I didn't say that aloud. Weird behind-the-scenes life of Eggman type of moments where you see him in his pink pajamas, and I get to do the girly scream when anyone spots him in his pink pajamas. Or the couple of times he's sung, and just to be able to burst into song in a weird way has always gotten laughs. It's just the fun, unexpected behind-the-scenes. We call them on-a-dime turns because it's definitely not what you'd expect from a typical evil genius. And I like to bend the rules like that.
The Eggman episodes are normally some of the, just because the characters are just so good.
Oh, he's hands down my favorite character in the show.
I wouldn't be inclined to agree. If I played favorites, which I don't.
Were there any interesting outtakes?
Yes, most of them are not printable here in a family newspaper. But yeah, just trying to get through lines on the first take and realizing they're funny and laughing halfway through, or simple to pronounce words that should be simple to pronounce that aren't. But just weird stuff. Just some people always needing to hear the reference audio of their character 3 or 4 months into the series, where you think they would know what the character sounds like, but they'll often can I get a reference? I don't know what this sounds. It's just the fun little behind the scenes stuff that reminds me how much I enjoy the technical, clinical aspects of making cartoons as well as the fun part of acting them.
Yeah, 'cause I guess with acting you've got like limited time, but in voice acting it's a lot easier just to go over something again. You won't have to reset an entire scene.
Right. We have some flexibility. It is still designed for maximum efficiency. Sonic Boom, we would be booked for 4-hour sessions where we were expected to get through 2 episodes. Well, we did the first couple of hours. If we were ahead, we'd get an extra 5 minutes of a break. Instead of just 5, we'd have 10. But yeah, everybody's paying for everything, so you got to keep an eye on the clock while having fun.
And
so,
you can.
All right, fine, I got it. So, just as Eggman, what is your favorite line from him, whether it was fun to say or it was a funny thing in general or just the ridiculousness of the situation. What was your favorite line from voicing him?
The girly scream has become a bit of a catchphrase. Well, there's the classic attack, which I'm yelling at the top of my lungs. But then there's also just a classic girly scream, which goes something like this. But they love to put into episodes. And I love to do it.
You ever scare your kids with that?
Regrets. I think I may have scared the dogs next door. That happens too.
I think the character of Eggman's quite funny because, like, I saw a funny comic recently. It was Eggman just going, "I am the angriest person on the planet right now," and then the doorbell rings and he's like, "Ooh, pizza."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the best part about villains and any type of bureaucratic figures is poking fun at them and deflating the stuffed shirts of the world. And Eggman is great
How
to do
much
that.
does the voice like hurt your throat? Quite a gravelly voice.
It is, as long as it's not the over-the-top yelling. It's one thing to be able to do a voice at this volume. I can do this for a couple of hours, but it's yelling, "Attack!" that gets to be a problem.
Gee. No.
So,
Just
carry on, Ened.
just ask a question. What do you prefer? Do you prefer the sort of dub way of doing it, where you just come in for like single appointments, all one after the other, or do you prefer doing it with all the actors in a room, just reading lines off each other?
Ensemble style is always the most fun because it's really acting is all about reacting, and it's easier to react with people in real time when they're there, and you can see what they're going to do and find out what they're going to do and be surprised about what they're going to do. With dubs, you're either track of the person who's already been in to record, and then you have some idea of how to respond. But oftentimes, if you're there before anyone else has recorded, you're imagining all of the responses you've got to make because you don't know how they're going to deliver the line. You can take an educated guess because there should be one basic reading of a line, and you're assuming that that's the reading they're going to give. But in the end, the director, who's going to be hearing everyone eventually, will make sure that everything fits as seamlessly as possible. So somebody might read a line, and the director will say, "But you can't do it that way because he did it the other way, and it's not going to fit right. So try it this way."
So at that point, it's pretty much just go in wow, I cannot speak suddenly. Give the line a few different inflections and see what sticks best.
Yeah, well, if they've recorded before, you'll hear the playback of the previous actor usually, not always necessarily. But the director, if they have done their homework, they've got what they need in their head, and they know what they're looking for. So they'll hear a line and they'll say, "Yeah, that'll work." Or, "No, try it another way."
Nice. So, who besides characters that you voiced in, whether it just be the games, the TV show, or anything, who is your favorite character from the Sonic franchise that isn't anything you voiced?
In Sonic X, I was amazed at television's Andrew Reynolds in his voice of Bokoon, only because he could do that high-pitched, annoying all by himself with no electronic assistance. And the voice was so gratingly annoying that it amused me.
And I suppose that was perfect for.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I mean,
Stop it.
I always assumed that was a girl voicing.
Nope.
It.
And it was not only a male, but it was our director. He was the voice director for Sonic X.
I'm still in moderate shock at that surprise reveal of the voice earlier.
Thank you.
Ella, I think.
Yep. All the men.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was your favorite robot duo? Boko and Deco, or Obot and Cubot?
Again, picking favorites. I don't think I can choose. Both have had excellent chemistry unto themselves. I experience more Orbot and Cubot now that we are recording ensemble style, and I get to hear them doing what they're doing live. But even with Sonic X, not necessarily hearing them until the episode aired. I'm just saying, oh, that's good. They're having fun together. I like it.
I mean, it's always kind of like a staple that Eggman has two bumbling idiots to go along with him. I think that's in every single cartoon series apart from the one with Jim Cummings.
Because it works.
It does work. Like Scratch and Grounder, Orbot and Cubot, Boko and Deco, Sleet and Dingo from Sonic Underground.
Yeah, any good comedy with the villain will usually have some sort of incompetent or seemingly incompetent underlings for
more
for
incompetent
just
than
such
Eggman.
comedic effect. Yeah, well, different levels of incompetence.
That was fighting words.
He's good at what he's good at. They're good at what they're good at, but they all three have strengths and weaknesses. Or all, however many pairs we're talking about. Both sets have strengths and weaknesses.
And I think we've got one final question, which is quite a nice and simple one. What's a typical day like for you?
There is no such thing. I'm a freelancer, and if I'm working, it's whoever has booked me and whenever they've booked me, whether it's I've got to travel to a studio in Manhattan, different studio every day because everybody's working at different studios. If I don't have any bookings, or even in addition to having bookings, I'll have auditions. I'll have to go to Manhattan to do auditions, or I'll have at-home auditions, or sometimes I have at-home bookings. My schedule is completely in flux all the time. I'm not even sure at, where are we? It's 3:12 Eastern Time. I still have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow. I know I'm doing an audio tour in the morning. Maybe I have something else that's going to come up later. Maybe not. I don't know. And I've got 3 things next week before I fly out to London for a convention. I've got 2 sessions of a movie dubbing booking. Actually, yeah, it is a dub. And then on Wednesday, I have some toys that are based on another video game that I did. As of now, that's all I know.
Ooh.
Cool.
Sneak peek right there.
And I had, as of
before-
yesterday,
Carry on.
a handful of auditions yesterday, a handful of auditions today. There's just another one that came in my email. So, again, nothing typical, nothing planned.
All right. So before wrapping this all up, is there anything like any projects or any conventions that you're going to that you want to plug?
Sure. This stuff that's coming out, most of the stuff, other than stuff that is out, isn't out yet, and so I can't tell you what's coming out because that's not my my responsibility. Yeah, exactly. But yes, conventions this coming weekend. This coming weekend I will be in Oaks, Pennsylvania, near Philadelphia, for the Too Many Games convention. It is Sonic themed, so Saturday, Sonic friends and I will be there.
All right. I had no idea that was happening, but I'm going now.
Next
I'm actually
weekend,
near there.
then you must go.
Yes.
Next weekend is the London Anime and Gaming Convention. I've been there before. I'm coming back again this Saturday and Sunday. And then following up through the summer, if you go to my website at itsamike.com/meet-greet, you'll see the other stuff. But I'm out on Long Island, my old hometown stomping grounds, for MinCon, a cute little convention that's there. I would like to think I will be visiting one of my other old stomping grounds, but that's not been confirmed. And then later in the year, Savannah, the Sonic and Sega Fan Jam in Savannah again, which we had fun last year. We will have fun again this year.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, it has been an absolute dream having you on the show. It's been really nice to meet you.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
All right. Well.
Thanks for listening.
All right. Well, I guess we're...
Right, I have stopped the stream. Honestly, it's been really good having you on.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Thanks for the lovely coffee. It's been thoroughly enjoyed. Coffee is currency.
Awesome. Right, well, I wish you best of luck in everything you do.
Thank you.
And I guess I'll be at that con this weekend. Thanks for
Please.
destroying my weekend plans.
Bye.
You keep
Hey,
the stereotype.
I'll be getting up
of
at
old villain.
5 to make it down on the train and then back home. So don't
Oh,
worry.
boy.
I'm making the supreme sacrifice.
All
But please
right.
stop on by.
Sadly, I'm a little too far away from London to make it this weekend.
Oh, well.
So you start now. You'll be there in no time.
Just swim, dude. Swim.
It's
It's
perfect.
land.
Yes, there are trains.
You can work on your backstroke on the way there.
I
There
could
are
always just do
trains.
what Knuckles does and just fly.
There's that. There's trains. There's buses.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
But
Exactly.
these things all cost money, which I don't really have that much.
Yeah, there is that too.
All right, let's start a fund to get you to London for the weekend.
I'll get the GoFundMe going right now. Hold on.
If
All
you
right.
get enough
Perfect.
coffee, they'll let you ride anywhere.
Sure.
Yeah.
Coffee is currency. I firmly believe that.
Well, you've proved that.
He's currently hoarding a bunch of coffee cups somewhere in case the dollar goes down the drain.
Absolutely.
He's
The only
prepared.
stable form of currency.
Oh,
Maybe
there are
they'll
many.
give me free plane tickets if I give
There-
them the coffee.
There will be many Starbucks locations in the UK that will be expecting me, wondering where I've been.
Does all Starbucks locations just have your order memorized and ready?
They will all take the app so I can actually pre-order and just waltz
That's a
in.
thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, you can pre-order coffee now.
You've just revolutionized my world.
The app does work internationally, which is fantastic.
Oh, well, my brother works in a Starbucks, so I guess I'm going to go annoy him with that now.
There you go.
Order
Alright.
a coffee just before you get on the plane.
Sure, buy him a coffee remotely. Where did this come from?
Head office just probably has a picture of you, just
The shrine.
ready.
Mhm. Excellent.
All right.
Thank you so much. I will. I've got auditions to get
All
to.
right. Well, best of luck with that.
All right.
Wish you luck.
Bye bye.
Thanks, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Well, that was fun.
Well, that was the thing. That was pretty sweet.
That was
That
pretty
went
cool.
all right.